Dillian the Body Snatcher right here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
Now, according to the World Boxing News article, which I shall pin to the description box for you guys to go have a read for yourself and come to your own conclusions on this one, DAZN are offering Deontay Wilder $50 million. $50 million. About £38 million for those of us here in the UK for 2 fights that do not include Anthony Joshua. Now, as we know, his next fight is going to be Dominic Breazeale. We know this one because WBC have already ordered it. But who's it going to be after then? Well, if it's not going to be Anthony Joshua, who? Potentially Alexander Usyk. Maybe. Vladimir Klitschko. Maybe, as we know that Klitschko is currently having talks with DAZN as well. Or maybe this is a way of DAZN showing some kind of commitment to Dillian Whyte, which they haven't done so far, by saying to Dillian, listen, you go fight whoever you're going to fight next, but on your second fight, come to DAZN. We've got Deontay Wilder for you. This would potentially tempt Dillian Whyte to not sign with ESPN and Top Rank. That would certainly work. But my issue is, well, actually, I've got a couple of issues with this one. Number one, if it is Dillian Whyte, and they tell Deontay Wilder it's Dillian Whyte, I don't think that Deontay Wilder is going to sign this contract. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Personally, I think that Deontay Wilder is frightened to death of Dillian Whyte. That's my honest assessment of it. But I would love to be wrong and I'd love to see that fight. I really would. But of course, the second fight may not be Dillian Whyte. Maybe it's a rematch with Luis Ortiz. As Eddie Hearn said, Luis Ortiz could well be coming over to DAZN. Maybe it's going to be Adam Kownacki. As we know, they're talking to Adam Kownacki as well. So potential, that's for sure. But this means that no undisputed fight between him and Anthony Joshua in 2019, which sucks. It really does suck from that point of view. I would only be happy with that if Wilder fights Breazeale next and then Dillian Whyte, then I'm happy with that. I can wait till next year, no problem. But if it's not going to be Dillian Whyte, I really want that damn undisputed fight. I need Joshua to get in that ring and put hands on this man. That's what I really, really want. And as far as I was aware, the original offer was going to be Dominic Breazeale next, about $15 million, and then 2-fight deal with Anthony Joshua, home and away. In other words, he fights in America against Joshua, then the rematch in UK, or vice versa, okay, for undisputed. But for them to be offering $50 million for him to just take on 2 fights, that is overpaying the man. Overpaying him, that is for damn sure. But as I said, you mentioned the name Dillian Whyte to him, he ain't signing no contract. You know that much. But who knows? But, of course, he's going to have to win those 2 fights and then get an Anthony Joshua fight. So, clearly, what they want to do is not only guarantee the Joshua fight if Wilder wins his next 2 fights and, obviously, Joshua wins his next fight or 2 as well, then, obviously, they're going to be building it up to make it a super fight. It's already going to be a massive fight, right? But, obviously, they want to go that one extra and make it as big as it possibly can, which makes sense, that's for sure. But it is risky if one of these guys lose. So my opinion should be Wilder fight Breazeale next, Joshua fight Miller next, then these two get it on. If it's not Dillian Whyte next. If it's Dillian Whyte next, sorry Joshua, go sit on the bench over there for a while, let Dillian go get that belt, then you can have undisputed against Dillian. But this also puts an end to any kind of future fight, this year at least, against Tyson Fury, doesn't it? So who knows exactly how this is going to play out. Again, how much do World Boxing News know? It's difficult to say. I think that they could potentially be in the pocket of Shelly Finkel. Every time Shelly Finkel says something, they are there. Okay, so maybe that's where they got their information from. Don't know exactly. But either way, regardless, Joshua or not Joshua, 2 fights for $50 million? That is absolutely outrageous. And if this is true and Wilder turns this down, please give up that belt. Please hang up your gloves. Go concentrate on your acting career. Leave boxing alone. To turn down $50 million for someone like Wilder, who is not a pay-per-view, for someone like Wilder who does not earn anywhere close to that kind of money. He couldn't do that in 2 fights against anyone else on any other network. Not even close. In fact, he wouldn't even get half of that. Against Dominic Breazeale, if he was to stay on Showtime or Fox, then he'd get what? 3-4 million? Maybe 5 at best. But to be guaranteed, what, 25 for your next one and 25 for another one? My God, man. If this is true and he turns it down, well, what can you say? For me, this is either a case of he's frightened to death and Dillian Whyte was part of this deal, or he doesn't really want Joshua. But either way, we'll have to wait and see. But $50 million for a 2-fight deal with DAZN for Deontay Wilder, and then winning that, he'll earn so much more in a 2-fight deal against Anthony Joshua for Undisputed. Anyway, you drop your thoughts below about all this, click the thumbs up to this video, and of course subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.